everyone. How's it going? Hi! How's it going, y'all? Like, I hope you guys have been doing well today. Like, I've been, like, just taking it easy and just, like, been managing, my mental health generally keeping on well. But also, it's, like, literally I had a talk with, my best friend Gaga, this morning. It's basically, they literally said, you seem to be doing well a lot lately. It's just, I am. There's a lot of things that are looking out for me, and I've certainly am in, a lot better, mental health than I was, in my adolescence, basically. But, I still got a lot to work on, honestly. I still have, daily overthinking episodes and everything like that. But it's certainly gotten a lot better, honestly, with me overthinking, slightly less, basically. But, I still got some things to work on along with, letting go of that stupid-ass imaginary audience. Basically, whenever it comes to those dance videos, I try to get into, the idol mindset, which I've been trying to let go of because the idol industry is toxic as fuck. No, seriously, because, that's literally the thing that I wanted to go and, pull out this video for, but I was, so nervous because it's, oh, it's probably not the right time to film or something, because, well, basically, it's just, I just have to go and, wait until, well, basically, it's, a mostly soundproofed area, just so I don't, disturb, everyone else in the house, but even then, it's just, I don't know, I kind of want to go and do this over here so you guys can get, a full view of the outfit, basically, and also better lighting, but at the same time, it's just, I don't know, there's been, a weird amount of, controversy towards, Katseye in general, I remember having, a talk with, some mutual friends about this, too, and basically, it's just, on Internet Girl, and the fact that the studio version isn't the best sounding, basically, according to the opinions of, many other fans, and, well, mine included, honestly, considering it's, oh my god, why did they add the baby voice? Also, it's, not gonna lie, though, the best parts about it, I guess with, the Izukini part, it's just, it does sound, pretty, I would say 2010s, technocore to Vocaloid, honestly. That's kind of what it reminds me of in, the better aspects of it, but, other than that, it's, not exactly their best song, honestly. I would say that, my top 3 would definitely be, well, top few, I guess, it'll be Touch, Gabriella, what else, Touch, Gabriella, I guess the Mean Girls, and, what else? It's the other song that's, so Disney-core, honestly. Oh, yeah, Debut, of course, is definitely, number 2, honestly. I'll probably put it above Touch, honestly, but Touch did get me hooked onto their music. Though, also, with the entire, Katseye controversies that I've been seeing lately, it's just, it's something that's been making me want to back away from the group, considering, well, for several months, actually. Because, oh my god, the oversexualization on Katseye is honestly insane. And also, I can't believe I forgot, that one video, on the cartoon community, which also has, a weird amount of, a follow the leader mentality whenever it comes to, their content or, their opinions, basically. And you can't control other people's opinions, I know, in general. You can persuade them, yeah, but it's, you can't control what they choose to, believe. But even then, it's just, I don't know, people literally act like you're Satan, for thinking that Katseye is towing the line of exploitation, honestly, because, I don't know, there's a lot of people who would say, oh, but they're grown adults, blah, 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 or something like that. But also, it's, there's a lot of proof that's basically just, yeah, a lot of, the concepts they've been doing lately, and, especially the pipeline from, all the way from, the Touch era to now, it's just, so stupidly, over-sexualized, basically. And, all of those things where it's basically just, oh, but it's the girl's choices. Oh, Danny said that she wanted, her crop top to be shorter. It's just, well, yeah, but they're still being managed by Hive. And fuck that global girl group shit. Literally, it's just, because it's not, an American company, they're, less likely to, call out their bullshit, which is so dumb, honestly. Because, literally, global girl group or not, they're still being exploited. Literally, it's just, and I can't believe you guys completely forgot that Quiet on Set fucking exists. I literally keep on saying to myself that, when Katseye inevitably disbands, I am absolutely certain that, from each or half of the girls, that they're definitely gonna have stories coming out about, the truth of Katseye or something, and just be, on, drama channels' asses for, God knows how long, maybe, 5 months or something. Actually, I'm kidding, 3 months. Dude, drama content is so fucking exhausting, because it's basically just, it's like high school drama all over again, except, it's just even more fucking useless somehow, because we don't even fucking know these people. And that's why I've been, trying to back away from it, but the catchy thumbnails and titles. It's just like, oh, I want to get like in on the story. I want to be caught up to speed on it. But then it turns out to be the most useless, like, you know, trivial thing ever, basically. Just like, I'd rather, like, you know, spend my time, like, you know, instead of watching these like drama channels and, like, you know, getting low vibe energy because of how upset I am over something I can't control. Like, you know, I'd rather, instead of doing those low vibe habits, like, you know, like, of course they were right, like, you know, the scrolling on social media thing. I've been seeing a stupid amount of negative content too whenever I try to, like, you know, go on either Instagram or, like, you know, YouTube, basically. Hell, even Discord is more fucking positive, like, you know, than this, which is, like, already telling. But to be fair, we have come really, you know, like, far from, like, I don't know, 2021 Discord, where it was especially toxic and it was, like, riddled with, like, predators and pedophiles. But, like, I mean, every internet space is gonna have, like, their share of bad people, but even then, it's just, like, especially there. And oh my god, like, literally I was just ranting about this to a friend, which is the reason why I decided to make this video. But, like, on God, like, I saw, like, this one video where it was just, like, you know, with Iron Mouse's song Cry For Me, which I cannot stop, like, you know, lasting for the hell of me. And also, this is way better lighting and makes me look a little less like a vampire. Vampires are cool, I don't fucking care. But also, like, yeah, basically, it's just, like, with that song Cry For Me, like, there was someone who literally, like, you know, took out, like, you know, Booby's voice, and basically, like, you know, Booby is, like, you know, B-U-B-I, is supposed to be, like, you know, an alias for, like, you know, one of Iron Mouse's lore characters voiced by Sea-Dog VA. And apparently, like, you know, a lot of people thought his voice was cringe, and they called him Freddy Fazbear, or, like, you know, like, the title of the video called it a Springtrap voice, and there were a bunch of comments in there that absolutely disgusted me, because it was just, like, the fucking cringe culture bullshit again that I was sucked into, like, when I was a kid, especially with, like, you know, the cartoon community. Oh my god, never again. Like, literally, it just stifled my creativity and made me scared to make mistakes and be cringe. But it's like, who cares? To be cringe is to be free. And it's just like, I'm not so sure why you would want to go so far, like, you know, to not seem, like, weird or, like, you know, whatever. Because even I feel weary about, like, you know, the YN CEO trend, because, like, there's just a weird amount of, like, you know, cringe culture bullshit that is in that trend specifically. Like, okay, half of it is funny, and you would see me, like, on both of my TikTok accounts, like, you know, liking them and whatever. But even then, it's just, like, it's not like I genuinely mean it. Like, you know, I feel like, especially with, like, the fucking Cocoa Butter Kisses thing, like, with that cover in particular, I didn't think that his voice was that bad, honestly. Like, you know, when I listened to the original, but then there were a bunch of people making these, like, stupid, like, YN CEO memes that I could imagine, like, the original guy is just, like... Alright, I'm sorry, muchachos, but my mom just came into the room. She had to go and clear the thing in the background, so now I can move freely. Whee! But also, yeah, back to, like, the whole, like, you know, like, you know, Sea-Dog thing, basically. It's just, like, dude, it's the fact that they were, like, calling him, like, you know, such weird things, and they were just like, oh, Springtrap Freddy, or, oh, I'm so glad that I can't hear, like, you know, like, the CEO, like, you know, whisper in my ear like this, or something like that. It's like, bro, like, he wasn't even that bad sounding, honestly. It's just, like, it's so weird. Because, like, dude, ever since I was a kid, they would always go on about, like, you know, these, like, cringe culture things, especially bullies. Like, cringe culture is quite literally just, like, bullying under the guise of, like, no, it's just straight up bullying, honestly. Like, it's just like, oh, you're weird? And, like, there's been several fucking essay videos on, like, why cringe culture is fucking ableist. Look, as someone who's autistic, it's just, like, autistic and ADHD, it's just, like, so upsetting to see that people like this are still here. And even, like, you know, other neurodivergent and, like, queer people, like, you know, are openly, like, you know, cringe culture. Like, whether it be, like, you know, like, basically self-hating LGBT people and being like, oh, I'm normal queer, or something like that. It's just like, there's no such thing as being normal queer. Queer, in its definition, means weird. And it's just like, dude, everybody's weird. Like, you know, like, sports fans, anime fans, fucking everybody. I wish people could get that through their heads and just respect each other. And it's just like, okay, if you don't get, like, you know, why something is a certain thing, it would just be like, oh, how does this thing work? Like, you know, just say it politely instead of being, what the fuck is this? Or just like, ugh, what the hell? Like, unless they're doing something bad, then if they're doing something outwardly bad or harmful, then that's when you could go, oh, what the hell? But if it's something innocent, like, I don't know, a sketch or something that you don't think is up to your quality, just be like, oh, this looks interesting. Just be polite. If you have nothing nice to say, do not say it at all. I think people on the internet have to learn about it. No more of that, like, you know, stupid, oh, but it's anonymous type of bullshit. Keep a fucking diary. You don't know who's gonna, like, you know, blow up at your bullshit and eventually dox you, you know? Like, and not even on the doxing thing, it's just like, you know, would you like to have that on your mind, honestly? The fact that, oh, I mercilessly bully kids online, or, like, you know, random ass people that I don't even know online because I thought they were cringe or, like, weird or whatever. Or anything else, really. It's just like, get a life. Full stop.